So to float the cookies with royal icing, we've got a few options. We can float the royal icing and then decorate them with royal icing when they are fully dry, like here. Or we can just do the whole thing in one go. So we can either do them on a dry surface or a wet surface if we start floating. So in here, for example, as my royal icing is already dry, I can use some nozzles and just pipe details. Depending on what I'm planning to do, say for example, I can just write, maybe say like baby. And then put a little frill maybe on this baby girl. So I'm using a petal nozzle and I can just put a little bit of frill. But that's like piping on a dry surface when my icing, the base icing, is already dry. Okay. Same with the flowers. I can outline the petals going towards the center, maybe put a bit of a shape, like a heart shape on each petal, and then I will be getting a white background and some colored petals. So when I've baked the cookie or I've inserted the wooden stick, so this can practically work like a cake pop. Can be attached on to a cake pop stand. So once I've outlined, I can go to my run out and just fill the petals. So we will end up having a very thick layer of icing in here, as the cookie was already floated, but I get the effect of a background. So obviously I can do different colors, or I can put another touch in the center like I did on my piped flowers with a different color. Possibilities are endless. Or I could just float onto the cookie, and in here I can start outlining using just a normal plain nozzle, just putting like a border. And then I can float, and I can leave this to dry and later add decorations. This was actually the base of a cookie display representing some balloons. The reason why I piped the edging was just to keep my icing in place, to make sure that it doesn't go over the edge, as it's very soft. But whenever it's done with precaution, it can be done without piping the outlining. So that's kind of the design which I'm going to use to finish this. Those are made out of fondant, but the base was floated with royal icing, so that can be left to dry. And then with the pink one, I'm just going to do this with no outlining. I just have to pay a little bit more attention to the floating. So it doesn't run over the edging of the cookie, and I can fill in got a crumb of sugar. I'm just going to float with this pink and then start adding some details with my white run out. So that's like decorating on wet. Maybe some little dots, like polka dots. Okay, getting my white. And I can also put some frills when everything gets dry, or just like a zigzag. To finish off the cookie. So various options for finishing off the decorating of those cookies, or say with my little flower cookie, I can fill in with pink. Again, carefully so that it doesn't run over the edging of the cookie. And then I can get my white. And 2 layers of little dots. And then with a toothpick, I can shape those like little hearts, getting towards the center of the cookie. So plenty of ideas and possibilities.